What it is, it's Wednesday. Welcome to What Are You Really Saying podcast. As y'all can see, man, we got one of our returning good fellas here today because the topic that we got at hand, this is definitely his his godfather, you know what I'm saying? And so without further ado, I introduce my good guy Kareem. Also, he's a personal trainer. Welcome back, Kareem. How you doing, brother?
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me again.
Good brother, Ball over there.
Welcome.
What's up, man? Everything good? Y'all having a good Wednesday so far? Anybody get their hump on? I mean, we might as well get it out there. We about to talk about this guy. You know what I'm saying?
Trying to get the hump out of my back. That's about it. Getting old.
Man, that's what's up, though, man. But yeah, we welcome, man. We appreciate y'all for joining in tonight's show. We're gonna have a good one, y'all. Hey, Ty, what's going on, Ty? Ty, I got to catch y'all over at the church too. Hopefully, what I got Sunday I got up. Well, I'm gonna get over there to the church so I can come see y'all. But yeah, man, we got a good show tonight, y'all. Y'all see the title, Kevin Samuels, love him or hate him. You know, shout out to Kevin Samuels first and foremost. He had a birthday on Monday, right?
Yeah, rest in power.
Rest in power, Kevin Samuels. I'm gonna start. We got a couple of clips we're gonna play from the late Kevin Samuel. This might be the first podcast that I say some pirate words, you know what I'm saying? Sailor, you know what I'm saying? Some sailor words or whatever, but excuse me, I'm apologizing up front. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have some women and some men on here that have their own views about Kevin Samuel, some of the things that he talks about. Now, mind you, I'm not saying everything that he say isn't is wrong or whatever the deal is, because like we was speaking off air, I do believe in the hard truth. I am a firm believer on not sugarcoating, especially when I'm talking with my friends. But yeah, I mean, let's just get right into it. First and foremost, Kareem, how do you feel about Kevin Samuels and some of his dialogue and his point of views?
I mean, of course, I don't agree with everything he said, but he's on point with a lot of stuff he said.
Okay.
That's my view. Like you said, love or hate him is one of the others.
It's one of them.
I know in between.
One of them. What about you, Bob?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I've been watching. I was following his content for like a good while, and when we first started the podcast, I was talking to somebody, and her girlfriend was. I was teasing. I was like, "Yeah, we're gonna get on here, and we're gonna leave off. We're gonna pick up where Kevin Samuels left." And she got like in her feelings. She said, Kevin Samuels ain't shit. I was like, damn, because I never knew that people felt that strongly about his views and what would say or whatever. So I was like, damn, one day I want to get into it a little bit to see what's what, see what we can come up with, So, and I know a lot of y'all probably heard of him, but we're gonna play some clips and stuff like that, and and what we'll do is we'll play a clip and then we'll discuss it and rock it like that. We might have somebody calling into a little later, but yeah. So that's kind of where I am with it. I'm on this. Let's kick off this.
The women that were 300 pounds. Go back to your family.
300 pounds.
That's not the point.
Sir?
Ma'am, that's not the point. The point is you ladies are too large. I don't care. Pam Grier, you like it or not, you're too large. Just because we like where the fat lands doesn't mean that you're good.
You guys know I really don't like talking too much when the video is playing. I always like the video to play, enjoy the whole experience, and then I say what I have to say.
Are you a
I was going
feminist?
to point out the fallacy in your judgment.
Are you a feminist?
I'm not.
Okay. Yeah. You're the chick that came in like Elton John. I don't even know why you're here. And this is not really the place to come in and just tell me what you think.
How?
No. Are we clear?
So there's a couple of things I want to say.
No. I've told you what it is.
Said you would cut your hair for the interviews.
All right. So he with the first video, he come out swinging. How loud? I've seen him like, okay. So women will for those who don't know, people call in for advice, right? And that's what he gives them. Advice, highly opinionated advice, right? Women will call in and say, listen, I want this kind of dude or whatever. And then he'll start, he said, okay, how much do you weigh? That's one of the questions he asked, right? He asked the old girl, how much do you weigh?
Hold up, time out. Already, Angie B from last week, she says she loves him.
Interesting.
I can see that. I can see that, Angie. You know what? I can see that.
Hold on.
I can see that. Sean, what's up, Sean? How you been, Sean?
So, okay. Oh,
I can see that, Angie.
Angie, yeah, we need
Start
you
right
to weigh
now.
in on, yeah, because you, because actually, I mean, but okay. So let me ask y'all this, right? If a female is saying that, okay, listen, I want X, Y, and Z from a dude, and he asks, well, what's your size? What you weigh? Do you think that's a category that's a factor
Nelly.
that should be included into what she can get as a woman and a man? Like, should that be a part of the conversation? How much she weighs or whatever?
I think it depends on the person because you can't ask for something you're not that yourself.
Okay, hold on.
And so the thing is, like, if I'm looking for someone to be in shape, I got to be in shape. If I'm looking for someone to, have an outgoing mindset, they got to be outgoing. That's the way it's gonna work because I can't sit there and expect for someone to be the same. Well, it'd be the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
What's
sitting
up,
there,
Kim?
like you said, she was 300 pounds. If I'm looking for that and I'm in shape, it's not gonna work because your mate is a reflection of you.
So I wonder out there, ladies.
Angie's saying it though. Angie said, she said, he's truthful. The delivery can be off, but most of the times it's the truth.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
So,
Brother Kim, we talking about good brother Kevin Samuel, man, and it's just I mean, I'm 50-50 with some of the stuff, you know what I'm saying? I'm 50-50 with it, man. But before we go any further, those that's on here already, I just want to give a quick shout out to my guy, Kim Prophet, that's on here. You can
that's
find him.
Prophet?
Yeah, that's Kim Prophet.
What's
that's
up,
on
baby?
here, man. If it's tax time, it's still tax time. If y'all need to get them tax returns done, and you got questions, anything, hit him up. He's excellent. I stand by it. I don't stamp many. I stamp this one. Kim Prophet. Look him up, y'all.
Respect. So yeah, so yeah, so like if as a, and I guess though we need the women to weigh on this right quick. But like, yeah,
No,
we
Angie
try-
weighing in because she said he asked. You know how many? He says how many obese women you see get out of a Lamborghini?
that's what he asked.
Yeah.
How many obese women you see get out of a Lamborghini? So do y'all think it's so I'm assuming y'all think it's unreasonable for a woman that's obese to be saying that she should be able to get a guy who is in shape and fit and all that kind of stuff. That's not okay.
I mean, there are exceptions to the rule, but don't make the rule.
But
Now-
that doesn't make the rule.
Right.
Now Kim says the truth doesn't always need to be said. A person can be obese, but it doesn't mean it's okay to sit online and call a person obese.
Well, I want them to break that down though, because like when people call it, like if a woman, these women are calling in, right, with advice saying, listen, I want a guy that's this, that's that, and then he says, okay, well, how much do you weigh? What's your height? Okay, so like you said earlier, so you sort of built like a running back or a linebacker, right?
Mhm.
Okay, all right. So is that out of line? I mean,
I think it's 50-50, depends on who you talk to. Because most men, we can handle the truth. Anytime you play any kind of sport, coach in your face, cussing you out, but you can receive it. It's the bigger picture. But for some women, they kind of want, kid gloves and all that. They ain't trying to hear that. But you can't, it's no it's no good way to deliver bad news.
It's not, but I'm a hold on though, because I kind of want to piggyback on what you said, and I feel as though, yeah, most men can handle that, but not from a woman.
What you mean?
Meaning, if let's just say you're having a conversation with a woman or whatever, you don't really know her like that, like, you know, y'all getting to know each other, or, you know, it's just a conversation, everybody around, and it's women and it's men, we talking, and a woman says to you in that way, like, you fat, like who you know, what you expect for a woman to do with you? You fat, you gonna get offended. But if a dude sit around and say, man, you fat, you big, ooh, you're not gonna take it the way that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it goes both ways. I just feel like, again, who it's coming from and how it's said.
But see, here's the difference though. See, with us, we normally the ones actually hunting and getting rejected left and right. We used to it.
Yeah.
Ain't no man out here betting 1,000,
Right.
at all.
Right.
But on the other side, for the females, they're not gonna put themselves out there to actually get rejected or get hurt. So we can receive rejection better than they can.
Oh yeah, I believe that now. I believe that, but what?
See, even if a female say you fat and you go in the gym, okay, whatever, you know, shake it off, keep it moving. But see, on the flip side, a dude can't say that because then you misogynistic, you this, you.
So I can't be like, you big bitch. I can't say it's somebody call and say, well, I ain't got, I say, you do big bitch. I can't say that. You don't know. Okay. All right.
And see if we pay attention.
But she said he talk about the man too though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we gonna play some clips from both because
Hey, Kim.
it's
Oh,
not
feel
a
better, baby.
it's not a one-sided thing. But y'all come on, man. Like at the same time, right? When these women are calling in and they like, look, I want a high value dude. He got to be 6 figures. He got to be fit. He got to love my, he got to get along with my kids. He got all of these things, right? I mean, that sounds like entitlement to me. And the thing, see, my issue with that is it's not that you can't say that I want to go for those things, right? And then you say, okay, if I really want these things, what am I going to do to put myself in position? That's cool. I'm cool with that.
Mm-hmm.
But don't call up with that fucking laundry list. Shit, like the world's supposed to open up to your ass just because you got WAP or
Right.
you know what I'm saying? I mean, and don't get me wrong, you could make your own bag and everything. That's cool too. But like,
What's up, Ease?
who said the world promised you that you're supposed to get this and that and all, you know what I mean? Like it just seemed kind of, I don't know, it's something about that just throws me off.
See, here's the thing. Like most men, when we meet you in terms of a female, what we see is what we get. We're not gonna, if you never been to the gym, we're not gonna expect you all of a sudden come to the gym and work out. What you see is what you get, right? On the flip side, some women, not all of course, some women will look at you as a project. Oh, I'm gonna force him to do this, I'm gonna force him to do that, trying to change him. And that's when they go downhill from there. Because if he wasn't in the gym prior, you can't force him to go to the gym. Come on.
See, this is why we got Kevin Samuel's godson on here. You know what I'm saying? Now, so Kim said also, he's talking about him personally. He said, I can't get with a man that speaks on women business that way, especially in a way that isn't communicated in love. His pride and ego fat overshadow the truth in the message. That's partly why I was listening to Kevin Samuels. It's like, again, I get what he's trying to say.
Right.
But I mean, look, and I want to Tawanda, I hope you stay on here because
I want a problem child.
but she got some points I want to read too, but they're not blowing up. We don't got a guy in the studio.
Is it on YouTube? It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
Okay. All right.
I hope you stand on top of your dad too. Don't be sitting there cheating watching this.
Yeah, because she
See, can't you say?
her comment was, I have lost a lot of weight, but when I was bigger, I dated fit men. I'm not easily offended. I welcome the truth, but there is a difference between telling the truth and being rude. Oh, well, let's thank you for that comment.
That's kind of subjective.
So yeah, because here's the thing, right? Like, if I say, like, if you say somebody is fat, is that rude?
it's subjective. What might be rude to you might be okay with somebody else, because it's a thin line. Because see, sometimes when, like, for example, by me being a personal trainer, people just assume I see you eat something wrong. Oh, I'm sitting there judging you. I don't care. I don't care. The only time I care when you ask for my help, I'm all in. But aside, I don't give a damn. You eat a freaking alligator. I don't care. The only time I care when you say you need my help. That's when I go in. But aside from that, I can care less what you eat, what you drink, you don't eat, what you don't drink. I don't care. So it's all kind of subjective for real.
Oh, all right. Because I mean, look, y'all. I hate to say this, man, because I know I'm gonna maybe be the bad guy today, but
He said the same thing though. He said Kevin Samuel was born to save the black woman. They confuse facts with hate.
I mean,
Hey, Sandbox.
see,
What's up, Joanna?
yeah,
Jeanette?
yeah. I, like honestly, man, like because I would never personally say you fat, like, because that's just how I was raised. But at the same time, I'm really looking at it like,
You're right about that, Angie.
I can't say you fat, but I can say, okay, you are 50 pounds over the healthy weight standards that they have in the medical community.
Right.
So I just broke it down for you.
But how do you
But-
have that conversation with somebody though? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
But it's
we're talking-
fat, right? I mean, I'm not hating.
But what I'm saying, but you don't. I mean, how do you say, like, say for instance, you know, if you overweight or whatever, say, man, yeah, Kareem, man, look like you about 50 pounds overweight than what you should be.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
I mean, that's the technical way of saying it in a sense.
I'd
But
rather you call me fat than to do that.
so you rather me call you
Barbara
fat,
Jean,
right?
how you doing, Barbara Jean?
But okay, so but what I'm saying is, so Kevin Samuels is up here,
Right.
and he's not raising his voice, right? He is a bit, he's extremely assertive. I'll give you that, right? That's a part of his philosophy. Actually, I listened to another video of his. That's his thing. But if a female calls in and they say, "Look, I want this and I want that," he's saying, "Okay, well, how much do you weigh? You fat." Now, to your point earlier, you don't see fat chicks squeezing out of Lamborghinis or whatever. Okay. So in some sense, I feel like what he's doing is he's giving them another way to look at it. Like the question was, what does the kind of man you want from a woman?
We
That
got to
was the
call in
question.
Portia. Kim, you can call in.
Yeah,
Well,
give my number.
Matter of fact, man, I wish J-Rock, the engineer, stepped out to put it on
Um,
the thing, but the number is 804-921-6988.
Yeah.
That's 804-921-6988. Sko, what's up, baby?
Yeah, because a lot of people have been saying, man, I agree with Kevin saying, but but the delivery or whatever. And I'm like, the worst thing you can do is miss a blessing from somebody, some good information from somebody because you don't like the way they said it. I've had some of the stuff that I absolutely never wanted to confront in my life said to me by someone who I, call her a coach. Right. I ain't want to hear that shit. And she don't pull punches. She
Call
don't
her.
do soft, sweet, and all that shit.
Right.
But it was needed. I really sorely needed it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm not saying everything Kevin says is like, oh my God, you can take this to the bank. But some of them blows are wake up calls. I'm sorry.
See, the thing,
And I know a lot of women hate me. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no. The thing is, like, if you think about it, right, most women spend more time on trips,
Hey, Uncle
with
Steve.
girlfriends, buying outfits and shoes, and they can go to a concert in a group.
Mhm.
How many of them go to the gym together?
Mm.
They can go to they can do everything else together.
Mhm.
When it comes to your health, why y'all go to the gym together? Because their health's not important. The only time it's important when there's an event. I got to drop weight. I hear it all the time. Hey, I got an event coming up in 2 months.
Yeah, I couldn't wait.
Right.
New Year's resolution.
Right. All that bullshit. Yeah. But that's the thing though, if they put the same amount of effort in their look and their expenses into their health, you know, the pharmacy department be going down.
Let me ask you something. Since you and then we know you for all those who just joining in, we got our good brother Kareem on. He's a personal trainer. We're gonna get his information up on the screen as soon as the producer comes back in. But when the guys come to you for personal training or things like that, like what's some of their main reasons?
So some of them, they want to get off medication and they trying to get, because the thing is, a lot of people don't understand when you taking medication.
Yeah.
Can't get you joined up.
What's up, Jeff?
The blood flow is kind of janky. You got links and chinks in the armor.
Okay.
So when they actually start, you know, working out, open the blood vessels and everything, cutting them, medication is killing everybody for it.
That's right, fellas.
But that's when they come to see for men, we can drop weight quicker than women. We got to work on no cycle, we retain fluid like that or nothing. Soon we go in there 2 months hard, drop the weight, but women, not so much. Not so much. I mean, it's unfair, but it's the truth. You know, got the cycle every month. If you still have a cycle, they retain fluid.
More,
You know,
yeah.
they stress, eat, everything.
Hormones and everything. And good God Almighty. So keep that in mind, fellas.
So if my girl cut her cycle off, she can lose weight.
It's more to it than
that. Shout out to my baby girl. Man. Go ahead, man.
Yeah.
What man E said only the women who don't like him are exactly the ones he's talking about. You know what? Yeah, I can see that too, E. But let me ask y'all something though. Don't it kind of all boil down to Angie said we got baby weight. Hey, turn the volume down someone though. We got a caller coming in. Hello. Caller, you on with One of You Saying podcast. What are you really saying? Talk to us.
Hey, this is Kim calling in. I just had a few comments.
Oh man, good brother Kim. Talk to us, babe. Lay it on us.
What's up, Feet? What's up, Bob?
Hey, we blessed, man. How you doing, brother?
How you doing, man?
I'm good. I just wanted to, it's hard to type all of that stuff, man. And I hear everybody's perspective, and I totally get it. But I think, again, the way I was born and, just what's in me is more like what Bob is saying, where you're like, it's the truth. It's facts, man. You know what I mean? I'd rather somebody be straight up with me. But in growing, you learn that everybody's not you. So when you deal with that, you say, you know what? Now, this is solely a choice, though. You got to want to do that. And what I've learned is, especially being a married man, 21 years, I started out that way, focusing on the content of what I was saying. But when it's not received, then you got to step back and say, why is it not being received? It's not being received because of the delivery. We in a heated argument, she's not going to receive that. So if I pick a random Tuesday when everything is quiet, I can get that same content and it'll be received. So that was my main focus with Kevin Samuels. And you know what? I had to step back and say, but I know it's entertainment. I know he's trying to build up a platform. He's trying to get followers and all of that in today's society. But at the same time, as a black man, I just felt like he was doing more tearing down of our black women than actually helping them. And on the flip side, I couldn't understand why they kept calling in wanting this type of validation from a guy like that. But just as a man to another man, I couldn't get with it. Because if it was my mother, my sister, or my daughter, I'm going straight at them because I don't care about what you're saying. It ain't about the content. It ain't about the truth. You're not doing this in love as it relates to my loved ones. So I'm going straight at you.
Well, let me ask you this.
Big facts.
Let me ask you this. If your daughter or mother or whatever called in,
yes,
on the same foot that some of these women calling in, like, look, I need this, I need that, I need so and so and so.
Yeah.
I mean, how much love can he put on it when they need that wake up call?
Okay, so let me answer it like this for you, because this is, if I was sitting right there, and they don't have to call in. I wish it could be in a thing where it would be in person because he could understand it. Mm-hmm. If she were to say, you know what, I want a man that's like this, that's like that, that's like this, like that, right? Yeah. And I put this in the chat. I wrote it in there. he would come straight behind that to start qualifying her on why she deserves that. Meaning, trying to use some sort of logic to make that point, right? And you're going to have a ton of people that's going to say, yep, exactly, yep, and they're going to agree. But all of us have lived long enough to see so many things play out in life that don't make no type of sense, that don't have no logic or anything. Every one of us as men, you know what we've done? And we're going to be honest on this thing. We've all seen a woman and questioned either out loud or in our mind, what's she doing with him? You see what I'm saying? Okay. It didn't fit any of them qualifications that Kevin Samuels tried to put out there. So for a woman to call in and say, this is what I want, you know what his response can be? Hey, if that's what you want, what are you doing to get that? Not about how tall are you, how big, how much you weigh, what you work, because there's some people that's going to love her for her. It ain't got nothing to do with them qualifications. But see, when you're not doing that out of love, that's what you're going to do. You're going to go that route with it.
Hey, I stamp it.
Now, the thing is, I think with from what I seen, when the women will call in and they have a laundry list of stuff that they want, but a man have a post-it of what we want. And the thing is, with them, they want all this, characteristic of a man, but your father not even that. Your brother not even that. So how can you sit there have some kind of expectation on a man you're supposed to be, I guess, in a battle with, try to build with, but the man that you close with don't carry the same kind of weight?
But that don't have nothing to do with nothing. Her father could be a drug addict, and she could say, "I want somebody that's sober." You mean to tell me she can't have somebody that's sober because her father not even that?
Yeah, but see, the thing with when in terms of a father, well, it can be a stepfather. The man that love you should show you the ropes in terms of how a man's supposed to treat you. Unfortunately, it's not like that a lot of times. You got broken homes, single family homes, try to sit there and try to teach a man how to be a man or a woman how to be a woman, but of course, it got to be like a blended family where everyone got to come together. It's like a village, and people don't want to. I mean, like people are uncomfortable with the truth.
So you saying the women that's really calling in the Kevin Samuels come from those backgrounds?
I mean, it could be, but you look around you. How many of our friends that we know that grew up with a 2-parent household to this day? So we don't have the blueprint.
Yeah, man, we appreciate you calling, man.
Hey, no question, man. No question at all. I don't want to hold the line.
Definitely congratulations on that one.
No doubt.
He dropped some jewels tonight.
Hey, and as we take this conversation through, you want to go back in later, you welcome to it, bro.
No doubt. Y'all take it.
Appreciate you. Just joined in. Turk joined in. Mike Hale joined in.
Oh, we got Mike Hale. Oh, baby. We got to get her on here.
Larry, what's up, Larry?
Some tell me she might have something to say about Kevin Samuels and his views.
And the sad part about it, in all my years of living, I have never seen someone death being celebrated. When that man passed away, all these women was happy, was excited.
Yeah.
That was sickening.
We got anybody else on YouTube? I don't want to forget the YouTubers. Live on YouTube also.
Oh, facts, Carla.
Robert Rousers TV.
Yeah.
It was sickening, man.
This what?
No, you good? Wait.
It was sickening, man.
I'm gonna play another little quick joint real quick. Let's see.
Man, at this point, man, this dude off the chain.
Hold on, it's not
Kevin Samuels.
About that.
But you know what though? But
why would anybody want to deal with you? How about that?
Let's see. I'm intelligent. I'm motivated. I have my own business. I maintain my own lifestyle. I'm not understanding the full scope of your question.
Well, see, that's the problem now, ain't it? You just described yourself as a man. See, you got to understand what the men want.
So, Wes, hey, Michelle.
And nothing you said in there was anywhere close to being feminine, beautiful, inspirational, caring, loving. The way you're talking almost sounds like a dude. Why would anybody want to deal with you?
Did y'all catch that one?
Did he catch it?
The sister was like, "Look, I make my own. I make this money. I do this. I handle that." At the end of the day, he's saying that she sounds like a dude, right? And I played this one because I'm sure y'all gonna have something to say about that one for sure.
Hold on. So the fact that so you hold on, because I ain't gonna lie though, man. Don't get me wrong, man. Like I get his point of views. I just don't like his delivery. I don't like it's something about the dude that I just can't get with. You know what I'm saying? Now I understand the truth. I understand the hard truth. Right. But you know what I think? You know where I think my problem lies? My problem lies with the caller. And the reason why I think my problem lies with the caller is, why would you call this man asking these type of questions? Like, why not seek like your pastor or, you know, I don't know, your quote unquote supposed to be best friend or somebody other than calling in to get ridiculed by the truth?
Well, I mean, I'm sorry.
I'm just
saying. I mean, it's just a question I'm asking. You say what y'all, you know.
So think about this, right? When you think about I'm gonna use Steve Harvey for example. When he wrote that book, right? Everybody was on the book and all this and that, right? And that was it, 90 days, something like that, right? Here's the thing: no one's talking about he been married 3 times. We just going to negate that, because a lot of times, a lot of people are getting examples or at least getting feedback from people who never had a successful relationship in their life.
Okay, now you didn't. Okay.
He'd open up a whole nother can of worms.
No, because Stephen said because the people in their lives won't tell the truth. Right. And see, I'm glad he wrote that, because if women
that's
out
Hood,
here,
by the way.
Oh, that's okay. What's up, Hood? If women out here are like, man, you know what? I can't figure out why I'm not finding my dude or whatever, and they might have exhausted their immediate circle. You know what I mean? They might talk to their girlfriends or whatever. They might not have no advice on them. So you say, oh shit, look, this guy's on YouTube with all these followers. He might know what the hell he's talking about. So they tune in like that, right? But the thing that's getting me, and again, like, I don't think you can, like, as a man or woman, I don't think you can call somebody and say, listen, why am I having this problem? And why is it not working out for me? Or whatever. And when they tell you what they tell you, then you get offended. Because it's his opinion.
At the end of the day.
You know what I mean? It might be a highly valued opinion by all, but it's still just his opinion. Right? And the point I was trying to make on one of our previous podcasts is this: when somebody tells you something, whether even if they don't have any love for you, like if they're not gentle, if they don't, even if you got a sense that they don't fuck with you, right? When they tell you something, the biggest benefit for you, in my humble opinion, is to look at it, take a step back and be like, let me see if it's some truth in it. Let me see if it's something that I can use in this.
Right.
Because if I can use it, then thank you. Even though you didn't fuck with me, even though you was like, you know, you initially thought you was gonna tear me down or whatever. You said something that I need to check myself with. You know what I mean? When he talks about high value men, there's some shit in there that I can learn from. You know what I mean?
But see, it's accountability. No one, like, for instance, I'm gonna use this analogy. So let's say you're an actor, right? Every movie you've been in, trash, right? You trying to figure out why I'm not getting, you know, even
why my box office ain't right. Yeah.
The constant denominator is who? You.
That's the
accountability. People don't want to be accountable. The only time they're accountable when they're on their deathbed. I'm sorry.
But that's what Michael Jordan said. They're looking for validation from a complete stranger.
Yeah. And it all depends on your circle of friends too. Because like, sometimes you got some friends, or you know, I'm kind of friends, cheerleaders. Give me the honest truth. I can deal with it. But you got some people sit there cheerleader, hey, you going, it's not your fault and all this and that. Accountability, man.
Kim asked, he said, what qualifies as a high value man though?
I was trying to find that video where he actually gives a definition. Give me 1 second, because that was another thing that came up. I was like, well, what the hell is
Angie says, what we miss is if we feel insulted or degraded, why keep tuning in? Why call for advice? Because you want that hard truth. I actually learned a few things from him. Same thing with Bob, you know what I'm saying? With Bob said, I mean, I think it's truth in a lot of things. You know what I mean? Again, it's all about how open your mind is to something. You know what I'm saying? And how well you receive certain things. So, but at the end of the day, like I said too, I'm 50-50 with the guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Some things is cool and some things is not cool the way it was said.
Right.
But then too, I put a lot of blame on the caller. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's sad that I take it that certain people don't have a foundation or whatever where they can kind of go to and grab information from. You know what I'm saying, or inspiration or validation or whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying, that you got to call into these.
Yeah, Kim, I'm gonna play some of the clip. If I can get it right, what he's talking about, the high value.
What's
man.
up, Tone? Hey, Randy.
Hey, this is why you're single. You need to do this and do that. But I love how you kind of imply that you use the Socratic method. Ask them questions. Oh, well, I want to be a stay-at-home mom. Do you know how much it's going to take how much it's going to cost for you to get that? You're going to need a guy that makes this much money. Who makes that kind of money? And you just let them answer the questions and come to the conclusion themselves, which is like ingenious. You know what I'm saying?
And I want to ask Kevin, right? Because we're all about being high value men here, right?
Yep.
But a lot of the audience may not really internalize what that really means.
Perfect question.
Okay. So if anyone doesn't know, Kevin, what does it mean to be a high value male?
Okay.
Bam.
All right. So what I did is high value is not my concept. It's been around for a long time. What I did is I sat down with some academicians, scholars, anthropologists, sociologists, reading, and I just said, who are the men across time and space, across cultures, across continents, who've always separated themselves from the pack? What are some of the things they shared in common? And then I just applied and tried to make it as simple as possible. Sales, keep it simple, stupid. One, it starts with income. We all have heard the 3 6s: 6 figures, 6 feet, 6 pack.
Yep.
Okay. So high value in general starts, I put a number of $10,000 a month because that number, $100,000 has been with us since the 80s, 85 in particular. That's when it popped up. Didn't make it, guys. Don't shoot the messenger. And you need to make that money over a certain length of time. Guys, anybody can have a good year.
Yep.
Anybody, Jeremy Lin had a couple of good games. He's not going to the Hall of Fame. 5 years is the target, but 3 years is when you're in striking distance. Because that each one of these characteristics or criteria lends itself to other aspects of a man as well. Third, high value men must recognize you as their peer or potential peer.
Right.
This is why you see older guys who are up here befriending younger guys who has that look like they can do it. It's a club. It's a fraternity because, anybody will tell you once you start getting to certain levels of success, it starts to thin out a lot.
Yep.
4, it has to be, what did I say? Visibility. Needs to be LinkedIn level. People have to be able to understand what you do. You're a cardiologist at Johns Hopkins. You're a vice president of mergers and acquisitions at Morgan Stanley. I'm an entrepreneur. 2 of those 3 things, we at a glance know what it means. The third one requires more information. LinkedIn level, meaning that people, it needs to be visible so where people can kind of understand it. You have a Phantom, great, but if it's in the garage all the time, do you really have a Phantom? Does it really matter?
You have a dust collector.
Exactly. And the last two
Hold on, one more.
are, this is not an order of importance, but the last two are the most important. Network. You must have a network of other high value men and others. No one can have a network of sheer high value men. But let's say we were all five of us were going to sit down and do business. Let's say you had 50 million. Let's say you had 10 million, 10 million.
All right. So income, being able to have
Man, look.
status, and network. That's his definition of high value.
All right, look, we got because we need to get to the comments because they blowing up, and I don't want to miss nail one of them because I feel every last one of them. So we're gonna start with Kim. Kim said, but the definition of a high value man should be in the person that's valuing that man.
I totally agree.
Should be one definition. It's subjective.
Yep.
What one woman values highly in a man, money, may not be what another does. Patience, right?
Yep.
Then we bring it down. Of course, Weeks. Shout out to Weeks. How you been, bro? He said, "Stay toxic, King." I knew that was gonna come out from him. You know what I'm saying? Then we got Michael. Michael comes and she says, "Why is anyone taking advice from a self-proclaimed expert with no credentials?" LOL. A bunch of scam artists with shock value for razzle dazzle. It creates a buzz and people are taking good or bad, which equals money from content creation.
Go on,
right?
now. Call it now.
Now, this is where I feel Kim on this one. I feel the same way. He said, and again, it's just the guy's opinion, but he says, just listening to him try to define a high value man sounds stupid. That's how I was feeling about it.
Right. It's
Right?
subjective.
It's subjective. Well, let me tell you something. Certain things are subjective, but some things are just stupid.
But see, here's the thing. Here's why I find it interesting, y'all. Because when women, and I'm not picking on women, but the women that called in, those who were saying, I deserve a high value dude or somebody at a certain level, a certain upper echelon of dude, right?
Right.
So once you do that, then you kind of have to come together and figure out, okay, what does that mean? You know, when you're saying that, right? So then you get a ranking system, right? And see, a lot of people mistake ranking something, assessing it from judging it, right? Like, so you could say like, you fat, that could be judgment. But like I said, if I say you 60 pounds over the medical community standards,
That's ranking.
that's ranking. That's assessing, right? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think that's where that came along. So unfortunately, bless these women's heart, they call in, they looking for advice, they trying to get guidance. He might not have guidance for them, but is he knocking them down a peg where they may need to be when you come in with an inflated ego saying that I need this, I need that, he gotta be like this, he gotta be like that, right? That's when you come with that, then you open yourself up
I agree.
for a dude like him, whether you agree with how he delivers it or
100%,
whatever.
But what I'm saying is, how much better does that make him as a
doesn't.
black man?
It doesn't. I mean, I don't think it does necessarily.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I feel like if he didn't take the approach that he took and the mannerism that he does, we wouldn't even be talking about him right now.
But the thing is first of all, here's what you got to understand. The things that he said, when you blunt and you say things that are socially unacceptable or you know, they start, you know, these are things that would incite people to come at you, then yeah, that's good for media. That's good.
I think he noticed that and he just ran with it.
Yeah.
He just ran with it. Like, for instance, okay, I'm gonna read what Montalal said, right? And this is how I feel it. She said he recognized a weakness in his target audience and capitalized on it. As much as we call it tough love, it was actually degrading and disrespectful, and it gave a sense of empowerment to the wrong people. He was reckless and abused his platform. That's how I feel. I feel he seen what was going on and he just stuck the dagger in instead of letting it just be wholesome information, giving people.
Right.
Yeah, I'm saying giving them the truth.
Right.
But
Well, yeah, no,
What?
no, because here's the thing though. If he didn't do it the way he did it,
we wouldn't be talking
we
about
wouldn't
him.
even be having this goddamn
That's what
conversation.
I'm trying to say.
And I hate to say it, but because if there was a guy on there who was like, "Sister, listen, I hear where you're coming from, but let's take a step back and let's look at what your priorities are. Let's look at what you have going on for yourself. Let's look at if you are even in a place in your life where you can meet this kind of person."
But you
that
know
you're
what?
looking-
But you
If-
know
no,
what?
let me finish. If somebody would come with that approach,
Mhm.
you know what their views would be? Exactly. Their ass will be in the motherfucking
Hey, the cat.
150 views and somewhere. Oh, he was a great guy, but he comes on with his style, and then people tune in. "Oh, man, this dude is, I can't believe he said that. And here we are.
But it goes back to what I said in the beginning. It's subjective though. What might be brutal, honest to you might be okay for me, and vice versa. It's not straight down the middle for everybody. You see what I'm saying?
But what I'm saying, and granted, I'm 100% sure that our mothers or sisters wouldn't call into this show. But let's just hypothetically speaking, they do, like Kim said. And you hearing this, so all of a sudden you on the radio and you just hearing it, and your mom called or your sister called, yeah, okay. And he's like, now mind you, your sister just got a relationship or whatever the deal may be, and she wants some love. She's confused, she's hurt, What can I do? And he just get to just going in. You're not gonna feel some type of way about that?
See, I'm different. Cause see, if I know, you full of shit, you got some issues, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you. If I'm sitting there giving you some kind of feedback or advice, and each time I give you the same thing, it's not gonna matter. I'm not gonna sit there and pamper you because you're wrong. Wrong is wrong and right is right.
I get that, Kevin Samuel's nephew, but what I'm trying to say is, I understand that, Kevin Samuel's first cousin. I get that, right? I get that. All right, real quick, let's go to, okay, so Uncle Steve says, look, 1940s, 50s, and 60s and 70s, we had a 68% marriage percentage. As soon as we accepted welfare reform, which was created to keep the stability of the white family together, when we started receiving the benefits, we were told to get the men out of the house. The feminine movement wasn't for us either. It was designed to have the white woman get the freedom of the counterpart. They included us to increase their numbers and to emasculate the black man, period. Do you all agree with that one?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, there's certainly some truth in it.
There's definitely some truth to it.
And see, the downside is, like, are we brought up to be husbands the same way women are brought up to be
Hey,
wives?
Donisha.
You know what I'm saying?
It should
It
be.
should be like that. But you think about this, right? How many people do you know right now is in no blended family, married, maybe have a child or two, and married? How many people you know that's like that right now?
Well,
That's married, no kids, no outside kids. It's them together. That's it. Probably a small few, right? But then if I flip side, how many people you know with blended families, you got a whole laundry list you can name.
So, but that, you bring up an interesting point, because it seems like in some areas we having arguments for a premise for a world that is no longer the case. You know what I'm saying? Because like I noticed, like on some of Kevin Samuel's witch calls, he was like women calling in talking about, they want this and that from a man, but they're not willing to be submissive, feminine, allow the man to lead or whatever. But that dynamic, I mean, you could almost argue that it's almost begun in these
Right.
modern times. So like that whole thing of what role you play and all that, I mean, it's not as easy in black and white as you think, because I mean, even on this podcast right now, sisters, I bet you a lot of y'all making your own bag.
But see, but here's
right now.
But here's the thing,
Yeah,
though.
for sure.
So I mean,
This whole independent thing, you grown. You're supposed to pay your own bills. You don't live with, you're not with nobody. You're single. You're supposed to pay your own bills. Like I'm supposed to pay my own bills.
Right.
But when we get together, we can merge it together
Yeah.
and go, build something as well.
Right.
But you don't hear no man say, I'm independent, I can do it by myself. You know, man say that. Women say that all
I'm
the time.
independent. I can do it all.
Women say it all the time. Independent, you grown.
You heard it first from Kevin Samuel's nephew. But listen, hold on though. Real quick though, because Michael Jordan said he was the opposite of Derrick Jackson. Y'all know who Derrick Jackson is? So is he the opposite? So is Derrick Jackson the guy to give it to you straight up, but not
Derrick Jackson was on the female side, point blank period.
So it is another person out there.
Yeah, but
Derrick
the
Jackson.
thing is, at the same time, he also cheated on his wife.
Oh man, what's going on, man? so that all falls back down to what Michael was saying. Like everybody, with no accreditation, these people. Oh man, you know what, man? Let's get to some more of this stuff, man. 'Cause I need to get Kim said, man, as a man, how do we hold that man accountable for his destructive actions? Let the women handle the women that's calling in.
Women don't give you. There's no accountability.
Hold on, but y'all want to hear a quick clip?
Right. And no accountability.
Y'all want to hear? Go ahead.
I'm saying it right fast. Think about this. Anytime a female say, "Me and my man broke up," you know what she gonna say? What'd he do? She's not gonna say, "What you do, girl?" What'd he do? All day long, I've never heard no female say they broke up, whatever case may be. Her girlfriend say, "Girl, what did you do?" Never. I've never heard that.
Y'all hear this, right? Kevin Samuel's nephew has spoken again. I mean, listen, I'm loving it though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and say it's not. Everybody has their own opinion.
I mean,
let me say. Michael said he was the equivalent of the corner storefront preacher. Some of these men worship him like some prophets. Shaking my head. I get you, Uncle Steve. His delivery was a little harsh, but he spoke the truth. Some people won't agree with that. He was the Donald Trump of black relationships.
The Donald Trump of black relationships.
We gotta hit the clap button or something. Hey, she needs something for that one.
Oh my God,
I ain't even gonna lie. She needs something for that
that's
one.
funny.
Let's get the then the kid. I thought the kid said Kim Prophet. I'm gonna read what she said. Kim Prophet. Some men love the rhetoric that he was spewing, and thought that women who called Kevin Samuel out. Called Kevin Samuel out bitter. I got into a lot of disagreements with men over his nonsense. I'm in a disagreement with these niggas. They're right here. So I get what you're saying, the kid. Go ahead. What you want to say?
Tawana said he had a lot of white women love him and bash black women on his posts because his energy said he hated black women. I mean,
but it seems like his energy. Okay, I'm not gonna say he hate.
That's a strong word.
I'm not gonna say he hate because I feel like I'm not gonna say he hate black women. I'm just saying he don't respect black women because of the approach that he took. That's all I'm saying. He found the weakness. He found them people, like they saying on here. He found them that certain crowd.
They found him. You mean?
Man, he found them. They found him. He's the broken home relationship whisperer. That's what I call him. A broken home relationship whisperer. That's who he is.
I guess.
Because it's either you love him or you hate him. There's no in between. There's no in between.
Yeah, that's why the title was "Love Him or Hate Him." I mean,
hold on, but Kim has some to piggyback on what you were saying about when a woman break up and then her girlfriend said the first thing she gonna say is, "What did he do?" He was being fair. He said, "But the man gonna ask the man what you do too." If they broke up, rarely would a man ask what she do either. But you know what though? Hold on, Kim, because I feel like as men when we break up, I mean, if it happens like that, 9 times out of 10. First off, your boy already know what the hell didn't happen. That's first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? But let's just hypothetically speak about it. I think a dude. I'm gonna speak for myself. I would say what happened. I wasn't gonna say what she do or what. I normally say, man, what happened?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It was this guy. He's been married for a long time, and he said before him and his wife got married, he said, "This is what we're gonna do. You write down 3 people that you're gonna contact it when you get into a heated argument, and I do the same thing. He said, so my wife wrote down, he said her sister, her mom, and her best friend, right? He said, single, divorce, single. Regardless of what she do, they will support her bullshit, right?
Okay.
He said on the flip side, he said, I got my brother, my father, and my best friend. Married. They're not gonna support the bullshit. They're gonna hold me in line when I do wrong. They're not gonna sit there and support me on some bullshit. That's the difference. Accountability on one side,
Right.
and on the other.
Y'all heard it first.
All right,
Y'all
look,
heard it
so
first.
we gonna
Kevin
play.
Samuels godson.
we gonna listen. Just so, like I said, he don't just go in on the women. So I'm gonna play a little piece of the next clip where he's talking to a guy on here. Okay.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Then-
Yes,
Then you go do it.
I respect that. I can respect that. I just feel that women aren't accustomed to men of that.
Were you raised
of
by your
caliber.
father?
Yes.
I'm asking because you keep talking about feeling, how you feel. I feel. That is a big trigger word, especially around men's content. Women talk about how they feel. Tell me about what you know and what you think.
Gotcha. Well, what I know is women have a very hard time with men that are as strong toned as you come across.
So
they don't seem to receive that as well as someone with a softer tone.
really? Does it matter how they receive it, or does it matter what they do about it?
Well, yeah.
No, I got
That
that's
makes
a
sense.
question I'm asking you. What matters more?
It matters more what they do with their
Well,
information.
then I challenge you to go look at what some of my detractors, people who tell women what they want to hear, and go find the amount of women who tell them, you saved my marriage. I'm getting married because of you. You made me a better woman. I didn't like what you had to say, but now I'm better. Go look in their comment section. Go look at how many videos the women have made to them, and come back and tell me how they rank next to mine.
You're right.
Why?
I
My
have to agree
question
with
is,
you.
as a black man, why are you coming in here making an emotional argument about tone when we got such a problem with our women?
Well, I think I'm making that argument simply because more black women, they're listening to your content. I see more and more people having discussions.
Well, let me reframe this. Why, as a man, are you giving me the emotional argument based upon outcomes?
I don't really see that many that much of a good outcome, honestly.
Of who? For me or for them?
Well, black women. I mean,
No.
Black women.
My tone aside, I'm getting outcomes. The people who tell them you're a queen and a goddess, are they getting women married, going back to their husbands, reframing how they look at men? You say you follow my content, right?
You're right. I
Who's
don't
getting
see,
the outcome?
You're getting more outcome. I mean, I will give
So
you
as
that.
a man, how are you going to come to me as a man who's getting a better outcome and tell me about a tone?
Well, simply because I just feel like
Again, what's the feeling? See, the problem is when you say this, you weaken us. You sound soft saying this shit.
But how is that?
Cause you sound like. Listen to what the men are gonna go back and go look in the comment section after this video, and I feel. I don't. If I'm getting a different outcome, which is a better outcome, damn the tone. It's the outcome. And if you're saying you.
All right. Yeah, all right, whatever. So look, we got people in here. First off, this why I laughed at. This is why I laughed at. My man Easy E said that caller sound like he was sent by one of those women. Hold on. Hey, Slim. Hey, Slim.
Oh man.
Hey, Slim. Hey, Slim. Then my man Michael Jordan said, buddy on the phone sound a little timid.
Like he's shaking his shit.
Hey, listen, man. I already knew. I felt the same way, but I wanted to respect and let you play it all the way out, right? Slim. Again, he
said the same thing that people been saying for this whole hour. They don't like his tone. He just said, I feel like, but they don't like his tone, right? And he's saying that, okay, look, but I'm getting outcomes, right?
Man, if you look at his,
So
if somebody put his wins to losses, meaning the outcome, you know, of somebody fixing their relationship or whatever they sell to not, I guarantee.
See, I don't have that data, so I can't speak on
with
it.
that. We go.
I don't have the data, but
this is the internet. We online, right? So we can say whatever we want to say. I guarantee that it's on the downside.
Now, I'm gonna say this.
Come on, Kevin, say your nephew.
How many people out there? If you don't like the person, if they speaking facts, you're not gonna listen to it. Some people have that mindset. If I don't like you, I don't give a damn what you say. I'm not gonna listen to it.
No, now you're right about
that. The
that.
thing is, that's the hardest part because
you're right. Hey, Tony,
people can't sit there and say they meat off the bone.
So
they throw the whole meat away and the bone.
And here go the other side of that. The people who sugarcoat, you know, it's sweet, everything is honey, but there's no substance in what they're saying. Those people are heralded as you know, valuable, and you know, we should listen to them or whatever because of how they say it. But maybe the content is some fucking trash.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
look though, what we got? Okay, because let's just go. Okay, so Michael say. So from the clip, men aren't allowed to feel, right? So if your son is hurt, then just suck it up because he can't express his feelings or look weak. As we wonder why men are closed off and suffering. So I kind of, and again, it's subjective, right? Because it's opinionated, right? I feel the same way about that certain thing. Like what he was saying, okay, but you pretty much telling this man you need to suck it up. Like, again, like my feelings don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like I like, in other words, to piggyback on what she's saying, men can't be vulnerable. And that's another problem with relationships today. Like we so vulnerable, we don't want to open up because we don't want to feel, you know, chastised, or we don't want to feel lesser than or whatever. When in all actuality, if we open up and really spill on how we feel, we can communicate a little bit better.
Here's the downside. A lot of us open up to the wrong female because soon as she get mad, oh nigga, you remember this and that, and come back to bite you. You got to be able to pinpoint who you can open up to because everybody not be receptive to.
No,
it.
that's true.
They hold it back like the big joker.
Spades in life. Hey man, Kevin Samuel's nephew over here playing spades. He's trying to run a Boston. Hey, look. All right, we gotta wrap it up in 10 more minutes, man. But hold on. Let me see. Somebody said you're wrong. Uncle Steve said you're wrong. Okay, let's go with Cuz. Cuz said, hold on, she must have said something before that. She said, exactly. How did he measure these alleged outcomes? Exactly. Did he send surveys to those that he offended? Yes, Mr. Samuels, you pissed me off, but I took your mean ass advice. I think not. That was Cuz Tony said that.
Oh, okay.
Let me see. He could. Somebody we got a caller. Let's see what's going on. Caller, you on the line with What Are You Really Saying podcast?
Oh, this is not a bill collector, is it?
No, this Kim calling back.
I ain't recognize. No, go ahead.
Hey, I just wanted to say this real quick before we got too far away from it. With the guy that called in, and the person said he was timid, he sounded like one of the women called him. But this is a perfect example to me because I felt the same way, and I would have told Kevin the same thing. Yeah, I'm talking about my feelings, chump. And I would have said it in a way where my tone was going to be totally different than that dude's tone. And I wouldn't allow him to disrespect me like that. And I would have got my point across. But guess what? I would have said the same thing that the guy was saying, but my tone was going to be different. And that's what we've been talking about the whole night. Saying the same thing, but the way our tone come across, and he would have had to engage me because his ego wouldn't allow him not to engage me when that tone would have came across that way. But that guy, he just agreed with him. Yeah, you right. Because all of the stuff that's in the comments, how you measure the outcomes? By 2-3 comments under your post, that ain't measuring outcomes. It don't even make any sense. And again, you try to use logic on things that logic can't be applied to. You know, I applaud you for wanting to have a platform, but again, I'm going back to my original opinion. You're a man speaking on women's issues. You're abusing your platform. Use your platform for good, man. You ain't got to go from one extreme of being rude to sugarcoating. You can have a balance in between.
Right.
Hey, Kim, let me ask you something while I got you online, Kim.
Yes, sir.
This thing about men expressing their feelings and that whole thing, right? Do you see it? I mean, like, so I've kind of experienced some of what Kareem was saying, where like when you expose your feelings, that vulnerability leaves you in such a way where, like, you know, a lot of times, a lot of women may say, and I'm not, some women will say, well, listen, yeah, I want you to express yourself, but at the same time, they use it, oh, that motherfucker, he's weak. Or, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I can run over him now. I know that, you know, I know where he's vulnerable. I know this and that. So what's your take on that?
So here's my take on that. It's the same thing as women, meaning as a man, when a woman is overly emotional, we feel the same way. Like that turns us off. So we got to find a balance. But again, going back to something we talked about earlier, we're kind of used to that as men. We're kind of used to women being more emotional that way, and as men, we're not. Because society said we shouldn't be. Because again, it goes back to what drives men: ego and pride. So we're not going to put ourselves out there for that vulnerability. But like my man said it best, like opening yourself up to the wrong women. If that woman's not for you, it's not going to work. I don't care which way you slice it. But when you find somebody that's for you, they're going to accept those times where you're vulnerable. You ain't got to be vulnerable all the time or just constantly emotional, but they're going to accept that. And again, just being true to who you are. I'd rather somebody be who they are, whether it be overly emotional or not, and show you who they really are, opposed to having that build up inside. That's why you have so many relationships that go through problems, because the people are in a relationship and they feel like they can't even be their real selves because society says they can't be this way.
Okay. What's your cash app? Let me see it.
Hey, man, we appreciate that.
Thanks, Kim, man. Appreciate you, bro.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah. My man, appreciate you, bro.
Hey, ladies out there, real quick. I need y'all to keep it 100. Do you all think, like, when there's a guy who's emotional and expressive and all that kind of stuff, do you ever go in the back of your head like, oh yeah, you know, he's soft, or he's that's not masculine or whatever? Because we know, heterosexually speaking, feminine and masculine are attracted to each other, right? So women like men that present as masculine, right? Okay, and I'm hoping I'm not speaking out of turn with that. And if that's the case, I'm wondering, like, are there women out here who say, yeah, well, you know, but I'm not so attractive to you emoting like that. I'm not so, you know, I'm just curious, you know what I'm saying? Because just growing up, man, you know, like I've listened to women over the years, and you be like, you see what a lot of them gravitate towards, you know, that type, and there ain't a whole lot of, you know, emotions and expression going on. So I'm just you know,
she probably
got I mean, we got one young lady, Tina. She says, well-rounded and tuned in, not weak.
Well-rounded and tuned in.
That's the
not
minority.
Weak.
Yeah, everyone will feel like that though.
What makes them weak though?
I guarantee you, in a female phone, she'll have him, quote unquote, call Thomas emotional in her phone.
Dang, hey, you heard it first.
Because hey, look, and the guy, the friend zone dudes, are they the ones who express themselves?
And their phone goofy.
He's a goofy. The friend zone.
Hold on, let's go. I know we gotta get all this. Let me see. Let me get to him real quick. We just gonna read them and we go. Marcella says, she says, a man who's emotional and expressive and articulate and sincere is high value. An emotional, what's this? A high emotional, what's this? Quotient.
Quotient.
Quotient is necessary. Look at that. I'm a weak reader.
You're not high value, man.
And I'm not high value. And a turn on. Okay. Angie said it depends on who the guy is. It's some soft ass niggas out here turn off, but it's some men who can be vulnerable that we're not turned off by. Uncle Steve says the woman that took his advice sent footage of their wedding wearing their rings. Some men just are simps. And our women are having body courts that topple most men today. Wow. We're losing in family department.
Yep.
Did you know that 100,000 black women were missing last year? They're passing Jim Crow laws in Mississippi. Who you think they're going to be targeting? Dang, organ harvesting and sex trafficking are two major reasons. Keep that manly energy, and you too will be missing. Wow. Okay. Uh-oh, Shelly, what's going on, Shelly? I need you to Shelly, I need you to text Angie and tell her calm down. Pull that ether cord out. Michael says it got to be some balance. If that's not what you are attractive to, that type, then move along. But to diminish someone's feelings is wrong. It's a part of every lid. Find yours. Let's normalize not trying to change or fix people, but gravitate to what you like. I mean, and then Tony said, just have some balance, my guy. But y'all saying that though, but
it's not easy. It's not easy.
It's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you all? I mean, every woman is different. I definitely know that.
You got to find what works for you.
Yeah,
that's the hard part.
Yeah, I think most women are looking for Russell Wilsons too.
I gotta look at who Russell Wilson is.
That's
Sierra's
husband, football player, quarterback for the Denver Broncos now. But yeah, Nakia, read Nakia for me real quick. You pull that one up. She says,
"Nope. I love for a man to show his emotions, and it doesn't make him less than a man. It shows he can be vulnerable at times."
See,
bless your heart, Nakia.
That's the minority, though.
Yeah,
bless your heart.
Go for what your person like winning.
I shed one tear one time, and I ain't forgot about it since.
Tony said more like Method Man. Tony, you crazy.
Tawanda said there's a difference between showing emotion and being weak. If you're more emotional than me, I have a problem.
With bonbons.
Okay. But hold on. We gotta leave right. But no. What Tawanda just said, right? But check this out though. She said if you're more emotional than me, then it's a problem. But what if what I'm dealing with, past trauma, is more traumatizing in my situation than yours?
Okay. Can I speak to that?
That ain't right now, man. We gotta go.
Let me
go, man.
Let me wrap it up with this.
I knew it was gonna be something that was going.
I'm hoping I might be able to add to this conversation with this part right here, right?
Kevin said.
So when you talk about emotional quotient, emotional intelligence, this sort of thing, what you got to do is you got to get to the source of it, right? Because it's one thing to have feelings, like for instance, I can grieve, right? I can feel anxious. I can experience fear. I can do all of these things, right? But when people are emotionally out of balance, what's happening is they're being run by the thoughts, the stuff in their head, the stuff that's saying do this or you shouldn't do this and this and that, all that's coming at them. And then their response to that is an emotional response. Right. So they out of line and they're just out of order completely. Right. But that's a whole nother conversation to manage your emotional intelligence and so forth. So it's not that you can't have, you can't feel and you can't so and so, but a lot of us are running around here and we got a million things in our head or whatever. And every time something pops in your head, if you got to say something or react from that, then you out of pocket. Right. You know what I mean? And that's got to be checked. But you have to go back to the source from where these emotions are coming from. Right. That much I've been learning in my process of getting my shit together. So just want to throw that in there.
Glad we cleared it up, but still I'm pissed. I'm pissed to the highest of festivity.
How do you feel?
No, I'm out. Now I'm going home and wash
You
my
sound
car.
timid. You sound timid.
Yeah, I'm going home and wash my car. I ain't even gonna sit here and lie to you, man. What's up, Derek? Thanks for joining in, man. Look, y'all, we got to get out of here, man. Y'all done went way over the time with Kevin Samuels. First off, I want to thank my good brother Kareem for joining in. Kevin Samuels' nephew. He came through to stir the pot up, man, but we love having you.
Yeah, I appreciate
A good
it,
brother,
man.
Bob, man, always our producer.
Thanks for calling in,
J
Kel.
Rock and Robert Rousers. Delino, what's up, baby? Again, y'all, man, if y'all want to join in the show, man, just come on, man. You know, even if y'all want to call in, if you don't want to come show face, you can call in. You can be anonymous. You can send some questions. You can send some topics that y'all want to talk about. However y'all want to do it, man. We really appreciate y'all each and every Wednesday for joining in with us.
Yeah, and
Friday is St. Patrick's Day.
Please
so
come
drink
join us, though.
responsibly.
Sure,
You know,
Never
drink
toe up.
responsibly.
Nice on Friday too. That'd be toe up.
Drink responsibly. But once again, we appreciate y'all every Wednesday for joining in. Y'all 7:00 here at Rabble Rouser Studio. And again, but for those who y'all might know want to watch the show, family members and things like that, that's on. We on YouTube also at Rabble Rousers TV. We go live on YouTube also. And we thank y'all for joining in. So as always, big bro.
Oh yeah, no doubt. We appreciate y'all.
Hey,
Thank y'all for
cuz.
coming out.
Hey, Sheree, I'm glad you logged in late, Sheree. It got hot. I love you, cuz. I know Tony gonna fill you in. But Bob, take us on out, man.
And bye-bye.
Peace.